These are the sort of situations when you get to the colours at the end of a frame. You'd back John before a lot of players to come out on top in the tactical exchanges. But I think all bets are off at the moment. I think both players are bang under it. Where's the green going? He doesn't want it in. That was a good shot.
It was a very dangerous one with the green going where it is. I knew he was trying to get the cue ball in there, but he wouldn't have planned on getting the green that close to the middle. Well, I think he thinks he can just play cushion first and let it run inside and just flick across the green.
Wow.
But there's 7 points.
John Higgins 7. Just help me with that black, please. Yeah? John? Thank you.
Both players and the referee agreed, so take 2. As I say, this is a really horrible situation. If he gets out of this, he'll do very well. It's always the problem that the green could hit the bump. He was trying to get the green just to go past the middle pocket and go onto the side cushion, but the bump was always a possibility.
So when it comes off the black cushion, it goes back up in a straight line up the left side of the table. Well, I don't know what he's played there.
Well, you could just pop it like that.
7.
Yeah, great shot. The pot was the shot. He only needs the blue now.
Yeah, the amount of time he took, Stephen, I thought the pot wasn't on.
Yeah.
It looked like he was going to play the snooker, but it was a brilliant pot.
I think that as the pressure goes, he's taking a lot of time over every shot. And that is frame ball, bar on a snooker. And you can see it's almost a puff of the cheeks.
No attempt at the pot there from John, just in case it was one of them silly ones where you follow through and off.
12.
So I didn't even take the chance of that happening. Very good try. In fact, very good snooker. One heck of a shot that is, and there's just enough of a gap to go round the back of this pink. Wow.
Oh.
Joe O'Connor, what a snooker you have played.
Joe O'Connor 6.
Another collector's item. John Higgins missing out of a snooker. That does not happen. Surely got to play the safety, but which he has done.
Coming up and down the table. So again, just getting the object ball into a safe position is a priority. Well, he did play inbound to black, and that's exactly why I didn't think he'd play it, because the pink's up and down the table, but I think he's got the snooker. But it was a risky shot to play. Every credit to him for playing it so well.
Yep, that's an absolute cracker when you need it most. I mentioned earlier it was a huge target in behind that black. Just that distance away from the cushions to be. So John Higgins' excellent snooker has given him this chance. A straight pink into the yellow pocket, then an 8-7 lead. And a frame that's taken 37 minutes to play and has been pretty nervy. And it looks like it's John Higgins who's going to take it. And the pin goes, and that's enough for John. And Joe O'Connor will be absolutely kicking himself. He had 3 chances in that frame. Got red that's near the top cushion closest to the black is a bit of a problem. Otherwise you could just stun this in, keep on the black, but can't play that with that red being there.
One.
Well, it was on, and he could play it. How's his luck? Yeah, good pot. And looks like a perfect angle on the green. Could play on pink, of course, but I think he's got a nice little angle just to stun through the gap here for the black. So that worked out lovely.
13.
And this is an absolutely fabulous chance for 9-7.
Yeah, as I said, I think that
20.
that black off a spot that Joe O'Connor missed, I think that would have given John a huge boost.
21.
He can sort of, it's as if he can sort of sniff the winning line at the minute. He seems to just looks like he's given this. He looks more eager. Looks like he's playing at a little bit higher pace. Sense the moment where his opponent is weakening.
29.
Yeah, I didn't particularly fancy, you know, the shot that Joe missed where he left the black over the pot. It was almost like he played it. Oh, if I miss this, I've covered the pocket. It wasn't played with any positivity. And John will know that. Yeah, here it is. It was always wide, and one of those
36.
shots, well, if I miss, I'll cover the pocket, but it wasn't struck with any authority, that.
$37.
Missable. Anything's missable now with the pressure that's out there. But this is just a little tester. I can breathe a huge sigh of relief, because that would have been a small panic moment there.
45.
Yeah, he just looked up to the sky there, had a little word with himself about his positional play. You can see it. But well negotiated.
$52. $53.
Yeah, so that little mini crisis there where he had to pot the red with the rest is all behind him. These are absolutely lovely. 46 ahead. Pink in the middle, 52. So just pop the 3 reds. He'll be home and hosed in this frame. And Joe O'Connor will have to win the last 3 frames of this match to stay in this year's championship.
59.
And he'd be very disappointed with himself about the last frame, which he definitely had enough chances to win.
60.
We saw yesterday with Mark Williams, the veteran snooker player, you could say,
66.
50 years of age, that when the heat was on at its worst, he produced his best. John Higgins would definitely be in the same category as that. We're seeing it here.
67.
Doing what he's done through most of his career. Punishing his opponents and stepping up a gear when he needs it most.
$70. $75.
Yeah, in this frame he's sensed weakness and he's pounced on it.
82.
Yep, try and pop this in the green pocket and flip the red off the cushion. Try and make the 100. In goes the red, and the other one's over
83.
the middle.
$88. $89.
Hadn't been scoring excessively in the early part of this match. And make a break of 101 in frame 12. And this looks like it's going to be century number 2.
94.
Yellow, green and brown. We'll see him over the line for the century.
96. $99.
Well played, John Higgins. Beautiful century break. And aside from that one little blip where he had to use the rest, cue ball's been on a string.
108.
And Joe O'Connor has now got a mountain to climb.
114 and a
And
frame.
that's enough for John Higgins. A wonderful
John
century
Higgins.
break just when he needed it the most. And the Wizard of Wishaw leads by 9 frames to 7. And the red has come down towards the book area. Covered the one over the right top right hand pocket. I'm pretty sure of that.
One. Five.
That's a brilliant shot. It is a brilliant shot. One of the best shots he's played all night.
11.
This could be the beginning of the end of this match.
12.
I struck that beautifully. Those little shots, little stun run through, taking the cue ball through
18.
literally an inch. If you don't hit them perfectly, you can either stun the cue ball completely, it goes nowhere, or you get too much topspin that you lose the cue ball forward 2 or 3 feet. There's a beautiful strike.
He's on the black. I'm just wondering
90.
whether It'll be out of commission after this. I think it does go on its spot. Had a little look, didn't he? Obviously the brown does pass the blue. That's why he down to have a little gaze at that, so he could play anywhere.
I don't want to jinx anything, but since John can sort of sense the winning line, the last frame and this frame, all of a sudden these pots are going in the middle of the pocket and being struck properly.
Yeah, I mentioned it earlier. It's just why he's one of the all-time greats. And Mark Williams yesterday, that ability, that innate ability just to produce when you really need it most. There's only the chosen few, I'm afraid. John Higgins and Mark Williams are right in that category.
Yeah, the frame, we'll see the third member of the class of 92 tomorrow afternoon. Ronnie and Sullivan, the three of them, whenever they see a glimpse of the winning line, they race to it. They don't freeze. That's what they've done their whole career. They say this is some of John's best snooker of the day. He's churning out now in this last couple of frames.
In
terms of the cue ball, and in terms of the strike, in terms of the balls in the middle of the pocket.
Yeah, this is, you would feel this pink in the middle pocket was, well, it just gives you perfect position. This is a ball you could probably see him getting over the line with here. The rest of them are pretty nice, close to it. And it goes. There's a lovely piece of cueing. And he pots this, of course, back out for the pink again. Like you, Stephen, I think he's been under a bit of pressure today, not just because of his opponent being a very good player, just because John feels like he does have a chance, and a big one, in this year's World Championship. Nobody likes the first rounds here. It's one of those matches you want to get over and done with, feel like you're involved in the tournament. And it's been tough all day. His opponent has played very well, Joe O'Connor. Unfortunately,
50.
just played well. He's absolutely going nuts with himself there. He's played for the
59.
gap for the red on the right hand side and over screwed off the pink, and he's not on that red.
John Higgins, 59.
Great break of 59, nevertheless. One positional shot there away from having this match done and dusted.
No, I didn't really want to bring the black into play, John, but he's played a beautiful safety shot.
Well, don't think he's left the red past the black. Otherwise, he wouldn't have played the shot he played, Joe. But Absolute granite he is. And himself the 60-point lead. Not taking a chance of missing that red and putting you back in the frame. He's going to make you earn everything you get.
Foul. And a miss. John Higgins 4.
Will we see any sign of emotion from John if he does pot it?
Yeah, beautiful piece of cueing. From a master tactician and snooker player, you have to say. He's shown all his class here. It was very twitchy at 7 each. Managed to win that frame to go 8-7, but since he's done that, he has been very much in charge.
Yeah, he'll be feeling wonderful inside, John Higgins. He would have known he got one of the tougher draws in this first round of this championship. And as I keep saying, I think he fancies the job this time. And that expectation has just put more pressure on himself to win this first round.
Yeah, he'll certainly be a lot more relaxed in the second round of this championship, particularly over best of 25, which we know suits his game.
7.
Absolutely superb performance again from him this evening. Just when he needed it the most, he produced his best. And his opponent hasn't done a lot wrong. What he has done wrong, he's been punished for.
Higgins 7.
And Joe O'Connor puts his hand out to John Higgins. It was a very tough draw, that was. John will be delighted to get through that. It was a cracking performance this evening. He's delighted with his performance. You can see it there. Standing ovation from the crowd. And John Higgins, the 4-time champion, goes through to the second round. He beats Joe O'Connor by 10 frames to 7. He'll be a big player at this year's championship, will John?